think I'll save this recording to my actual blog because it might run over a little bit from YouTube. You never know. But I'm going to talk a little bit more about Uplift Protocol, mainly because it's something I'm enjoying the ever living crap out of. Whether writing it or thinking about stuff to put into it, it's just been fun. And it's been giving me what I've been wanting anyway. Because again, if it's not on the shelf, you might as well tie up your bootstraps there and then pull yourself up and do it. Because you can't just sit there and wait for somebody to improve something, say like cough cough Star Wars or Star Trek. I get it. People love that stuff. I used to love both pretty well too, but I realized I wanted to create something more, even if it was my own little slice of fun. So here we are with Uplift Protocol, superheroes and space opera, but without all the more grim aspects of Kirkman's Invincible. Oh, God. I mean, I get he loves to write what he wants, but I personally, once I got to, especially the part with the female on male rape and everything else, I'm like, oh my god. It's gonna go that route, isn't it? And as I flip forward through more stuff, it's like it has so many elements I enjoyed, especially with the mixture of superheroes and space opera. But it had so many elements where I'm like, oh god, okay then. Well, guess I had to do the research to see what works for me and what doesn't. Because ultimately, if you're writing a series, that's your biggest resource is yourself. What do you like to see? What do you want to do? The only thing that's stopping you from writing is yourself. So, yeah, I still kick myself every once in a while. Like I should have started this sooner. Like while I'm in college sooner. But that's okay. You can start when you're 60, 70. Don't matter. As long as you get on the track and keep on writing. But yeah, as far as Uplift Protocol goes, the very direct influences are Flash Gordon, Babylon 5, Superman, Green Lantern, uh, the pulps in terms of like, what let's let's have the action be like zippy kind of thing. Retro 50s futurism, which yeah, some aspects of that is in Uplift Protocol, like especially with my corny ass self putting in like yes, they watch holovids. I can't help it, and they still watch some old movies. It's like, wait, is this like one of those damn holovids of yours again? Like, yes, it is. A big heaping wallop of optimism, various levels of pew pew. It does have some trappings of Star Wars and Star Trek, clearly defined good and evil. I wanted to have, normal nuclear family set up be paramount. Because again, that's how you get more people. Even in a sci-fi setting, like, sure, yeah, now I put in prologue and, so where people can live a lot longer. And the actual Terran Alliance in that setting does have colonies. And in the habitat rings alone, they have millions and millions of people living on them because they're pretty big habitat rings. I mean, I made Earth like basically Kardashev 2 civilization and various shenanigans happening that behind the scenes, keeper interference and whatnot is basically derailing their introduction into the much wider multiverse. But again, like just like any good comic book I loved when I was a kid, the multiverse angle will let me like say bring in elements if I want to test out something, but I won't use it to derail what I consider the main story. It'll be there in case I ever have any other ideas for like side series. I might eventually do a series about the Accord War, with my universe's equivalent of World War II setup, which is they did have their World War II and everything, but some of this stuff happened sooner because people have superpowers, and it wasn't exactly the whole not exactly Nazis versus everybody else. It was more like the keepers manipulating stuff behind the scenes, and then the Markav slash Atlanteans had to come out in the open to counter back with them, because again, it's a setup of where there's a K4 civilization living on Earth alongside a K2, which the K4 is more than equipped to, boop boop, we're right on the intergalactic ring here, and I even made the Atlantean faction be on part of the Council of Five, which also, will tie into other things. That's what's fun about making your own series. You can examine some stuff in more detail, or you can just go with some more general aspect somewhere else. It's all up to you. I mean, again, you'll my biggest advice is just keep writing. Stuff will come naturally later, or you might integrate it with whatever kind of writing style you have. That's the reason why the some of the writing advice that I do listen to isn't so much about the mechanics of writing, but more like, like how would you incorporate this into your writing? Like it's just a couple little like helping hints rather than, oh, you must do this way. It's based on people who have legitimately published books, indie or otherwise, and it's like, here, go out and explore, because that's the main thing about writing or even drawing. The only way you'll legitimately get better at it is just to keep doing it. And even I draw a little bit. I mean, I'm nowhere near like big professional level, but it gives me a sense of fun. I like drawing what my characters look like, at least as far as their superhero costumes go. I've always been a sucker for that, so that's how that goes. But to get back to the main thing of Uplift Protocol, when I find something I like in another book, I'm like, I want to see more of that in my series. So I really love with the Alien Kitty Cat series and stuff from Genie Coach. Like, I love the fact that there's so many different types of animals in it. Because I'm a sucker for smarter animals. Like the lassies, the canines. The one movie with Jim Belushi, Canine. Like, I enjoy that stuff. Animals that have a clearly kind of like characterization. And you know what? There's not enough uplifted dogs in science fiction. There really isn't. So that's why you'll see Bardaxians out the wazoo everywhere, because I just love them. And even today, when I was writing down something, like I thought I should put it in one of the chapters I've already put down, I'm like, no, this would actually make more sense much later when Eliza's further along of where she's going to be at. And I guess this is kind of like a slight high, sense of let's see here. Give me one moment. In fact, I'll probably break this up into parts. Part one, ending.